Oh, we got a free jam region here. Okay, well that's very nice. So I'm pretty confident that red is the best color, and to back that up, all 8 of my trophies have had red in them. So that's pretty funny. Oh no, Spiraling's passing to us. That's exactly the way we didn't draw it up. No! What happened to the collusion? What happened to the moving the content along? So free jam regent is still very good, even knowing that, you know, someone really good is passing to me. Yeah, he will make me earn it. Um, okay, we are experiencing some lag here in the draft, which is a little bit concerning, but it's not too bad. Okay. All right. Yeah. So now I'm pretty inclined to take Renegade Wheelsmith. I don't think that like I generally try to avoid like first picking and taking gold cards early in general. Um, but I'm pretty confident that red is the best color in the format. Red white has been my winningest deck, and I've drafted red white like a lot. Like I think either half or over half my trophies are with Boros. Winding Constrictor is quite powerful, but I'm already incentivized to be in red here. Um, I'm just a little bit worried about this lag. Ooh, and now we get a Thopter arrest. Okay, that's pretty sick. So there are still ways that we could not end up Boros here, or like there are weird ways that we could end up like splashing like a Maverick Thopterist or something like that. But Thopter arrest, there's this thing where like Caught in the Brights is kind of like a clunky 3 mana pacifism in this set, whereas like Revoke Privileges and Kaladesh is like a pretty nice one. And Chandra's Revolution is like a 4 mana, 4 damage to a thing, and then lock down a land. And that's obviously red, and the pacifism is white. And like the pacifism, like you would think that it's better or like could be better because like you can deal with something that's any size, but feels like somehow it's actually worse a lot of the time. Okay, now we get a Dawn Feather Eagle. So we could end up, unfortunately, in a spot where white is open and red isn't, which would suck. There's Iron Tread Crusher, by the way, in the pack, and this thing is pretty good. I don't want to take Iron Tread Crushers early, because like Dawn Feather Eagle, you would play multiples of these, and you can play multiple Crushers too, but I guess like one of the defining... Yeah, Wrangle is pretty cute. It's the picture on my like Popper combo cube because you can like pair it with like a Cloud Shift and turn it into like a Mind Control because that's how the Ether Revolt things work. Okay, here's an interesting one. So there's Renegade Map. One of the features, quote unquote, this format is there being like effectively no fixing. So Renegade Map is a really important pickup. It also turns on Revolt, which can matter for like the 2 green cards in the pack, for instance. But we just have to take Caught in the Brights here. Just like totally locked in at this point. 100% to play white. Definitely not 100% to play red though. Oh, well, just as I say that, we get past a Reckless Racer. This is one of the stronger ones. Countless Gears Renegade is basically a bear a lot of the time. But bears are like surprisingly important in this format. Like it's really important to get your 2 drops in this format. And creatures in general just matter a lot. Like this format is like all creatures and removal spells kind of, and like some vehicles and that kind of thing. Okay, so now we have classic choice. We have Mobile Garrison, perfectly medium vehicle versus Bastion Enforcer. I don't particularly like Mobile Garrison. The card is like fine, but we do have Reckless Racer and Renegade Wheelsmith. When this attacks, it untaps something, which means you can double crew in a turn cycle with these two, which is potentially fairly strong. It's also an artifact for the Free Jam Regent, and yeah, like we'll play this if we don't find other other vehicles that are better. Okay, so now we get a Decommission. Decommission as something that blows up artifacts is like perfectly reasonable. I will play Fragmentize over it in general if I can. Fragmentize is in the Kaladesh pack. Um, but the notable thing about the disenchants as opposed to the shatters, um, like specifically against white, the disenchants are good because of cards like Thopter Arrest and Caught in the Brights. I think I'm taking Aegis Automaton now. I hate this card. I haven't played it once, but it is a 2-drop. It can convoke Free Jam Regent, but it has 0 power, so that part sucks. I don't think it's worth taking Conviction or like Ice Over or anything. Like sometimes you just need a blocker. Fortunately, I haven't needed one yet, but I might need one soon. I could take Gear Smasher as just a perfectly medium 3-drop, but I think I can do better than that. So I'll take the second Decommission. This one is probably going to be for the sideboard, and it can be replaced, but Gear Smasher is basically 2-3 vanilla, and I think that's just not good enough. Okay, well, just more Decommissions, sure. Actually, like at this point, I could just take Alley Strangler. I think that makes sense. I think I want to, like, if something really weird happens where like black is super open in pack 2 or something, then I'll probably want that. I don't value Ice Over very highly, so I'll just take Wrangle for signaling, I guess. And these cards are both, or these spells are both pretty bad. We'll take the red one again for signaling, and another Strangler. So like a hedge into black, or like a pivot into black, really, like it's not off the table. Yeah, my client is like pretty laggy. Maybe I need to like restart here or something. Okay, wow. Okay, so this is a pretty darn good pack with 3 very strong cards for us in red. So it looks like the black is not happening. So this is a weird one. We have no 2-drops that I actually want to put in my deck. So I think I'm going to pass Scrapper Champion, which is more or less a bomb. Like it's not actually a bomb, but just attacking as a 4-mana 3/3 double strike is really insane. But we don't have any 2-drops, and Ether Chaser is like the premium 2-drop. I don't think we're gonna wheel Renegade Wheelsmith, although it does have wheel in the name, but it would be sick if we did. This is one of those, like, I just have to try not to think about what I'm passing and just think more about like what the deck actually needs. We do need 2-drops horribly, badly. Another Wheelsmith here is a gift. This card's great. This thing has been in my Peasant Cube in and out for a while. There's also Renegade Map, which is good, but this deck is very unlikely to care about Revolt, and this is a premium card. There's no reason to take a map over it. Okay, Airdrop Aeronauts is there to mock me for saying stuff about not getting Revolt. Destructive Tampering is totally fine, but you can get those much later. We already have 2 disenchants and we passed the 3rd. We don't need or want to load up on 5-drops here. It's a little clunky because we already have Eagle and the Regent. So we're like another Dawnfeather Eagle, for instance, is not very appealing. Okay, another Ether Chaser though. This is pretty busted. So we would love like a better vehicle than the Mobile Garrison. One that sometimes comes around is the Daredevil Dragster. It has it's 3 mana for a 4/4 vehicle with crew 2, and basically once it's been in combat twice, you have to sack it. But once you sack it, you draw 2 cards. Oh, and a shock. Nice. So seems pretty likely that Spiraling is in red, given how much more open red seems to be in this direction, but you know, that's how it goes. Shock is really nice and efficient. Like there's 3 mana -2/2 scry 1 in this format, and like imagine not spending 3 mana to like kill something with 2 toughness, you know? I guess I could take Servo Schematic. Like, I could take Ether Inspector. I hate this card though. We do have a hole in the 4-drop slot. I feel like it's more likely for something bizarre to happen where I want Servo Schematic in my deck than for something bizarre to happen where I need to play Ether Inspector though. So this can hang out in the sideboard. Okay, there's a destructive tampering. I always go back and forth on whether to main deck a tampering or a decommission. In general, I think tampering is stronger, but this deck is kind of weird because we have two wheelsmiths, so there's already not a lot of blocking that in theory is happening on the ground. We can just leave them both there for now. This deck has some serious problems. We don't have nearly enough 2-drops. I'm really glad I passed the Scrapper Champion. If we wheel a Wheelsmith, then that would be delightful. But we just need more 2-drops, even if they're like super anemic, like 1 and a white for a 2/2 kind of 2-drops. And we don't really want other expensive cards. I'll put the... Do I want to put the decommission on the board? I can't make up my mind. Okay, so we now have a choice between Bastion Enforcer and Ether Inspector. So this card technically has some value associated with it, but it's also a 4-mana 2/3. One of the really nice things about taking a bunch of 3 power creatures is then when you get the vehicles that have crew 3, like specifically the 4-mana 6/6 with crew 3, the Crusher, like Bastion Enforcer can be a pretty solid pickup. Currently that doesn't seem like it's happening, but I'm still just going to take this. Okay, Siege Modification. Oh, is this... I think this was the Wheelsmith pack, the first pack here. Siege Modification is a really interesting one. I thought this card was bad just because it's an aura. But this card is not bad because if you put it on something that isn't worth a card, like if you specifically put this on a servo, then you have a 4/1 first strike servo, and that thing needs to be answered or it's going to be a big problem. So Siege Modification is a pretty interesting one. We'll take a Lathnu Sailback now. We are definitely running into some problems with Curve here, which is just about exactly what we anticipated. And like to clarify how the stuff works with Curve, you can still trophy with decks that don't have a super low curve. But if you face like specifically like a hyper aggro deck, it's gonna be really rough. Like it's gonna kind of suck, and that's happened to me a bunch of times. So, all right, we didn't pick up any Dawnfeather Eagles, which is not like a bad thing per se, but it's interesting. Oh, a Veteran Motorist. Oh, but there's also a Thriving Grubs and a Trusty Companion. Trusty Companion's interesting. It's like good for crewing vehicles, I guess. It's probably one of the main ideas behind that one. So we can take Thriving Grubs. I could try to wheel the Motorist. The Motorist is quite good. We already didn't wheel another 2-drop. I mean, part of me really wants to take the Grubs. I don't remember how late I got the first Wheelsmith, but the fact that was it the second or third one? The fact that one of them didn't wheel kind of just makes me want to take this. I'm gonna take the Motorist, I think, and then I don't know, there's no way there's only like one other red drafter, right? And that Grubs gets picked and Monitor doesn't. I'm just gonna take this one though. The Scry 2 I think is just a little bit too important. Okay, Bomat Career, that's an interesting one. I've never had this card in this format during this flashback, that is. But it is a 1-mana artifact for the Free Jam Regent, so that's pretty sweet. Voltaic Brawler's very strong. Kambal I think is pretty good. Oh, there's an Aviary Mechanic, which is like a totally reasonable card. I'd rather take a card that has a worse body though, and a much higher ceiling, which I feel like describes Bomat Career. It's interesting that we got past this, by the way. 3 uncommons in the pack. Makes me wonder if Tim took like a Welding Sparks. Okay, Cultivator of Blades. This card's very strong. We now get a Sky Skiff, which is good. So a 2-mana vehicle when we have not very many 2-drops and a bunch of things that like to be tapped and try to crew vehicles is a good place to be. This thing is messed up though. I really hope I don't have to play against someone who has this card. It's kind of like a 5-drop that does like an overrun impression when it attacks, so don't like that. Okay, Propeller Pioneer. We had no 4-drops previously. Now we get to play some 4-drops. Hey, Wacky, good to see you. Welcome to the Boros format. So we get to take the Pioneer here. Deck is shaping up. Would like one more removal spell if possible. You know, the Welding Sparks or the Pyro Helix. Yeah, we've got the No Strips appearance in chat. Oh no! I was just talking about one more removal spell, and now they give me Aerial Responder versus Revoke Privileges. No, these cards are both so good. I think it's the Responder. The second coming of Vampire Nighthawk. I think this thing is just too good. I don't know. This makes me sad. We're at 12 creatures. It's not a horrible place to be. But we do currently have a Bastion Enforcer in the deck, and there's someone in the Discord who is a big fan of this format, but has some strong opinions about, oh wow, okay, well, we'll take our Revoke Privileges this time. Sorry, Toolcraft Exemplar, I don't think we have enough artifacts for you. We're really seeing some of the constructed cards come around here, though, with the Bomat Career and the Toolcraft Exemplar. How many artifacts do we have? So Bomat and Skyskiff and Garrison are all artifacts. The Chasers can make servos. Same with the Propeller Pioneer. I don't think I can pass a Revoke Privileges, though. Spireside Infiltrator is quite a reasonable / solid card in the format, though, if you can pick that one up. Okay. Well, there's Herald of the Fair, which is a strictly better Bastion Enforcer. But there's also Wayward Giant, which is... Oh, man, there's still a Pima Outrider in this pack. I think I want to take the Wayward Giant. This guy is just, like, a surprisingly good finisher. I don't like how many expensive cards I'm picking up at this point. Like, I could just take another Herald of the Fair. Maybe I'm even supposed to. I just feel like, even with the small amount of the pack I have left, I could probably find something better than that. The Reckless Fireweaver does not really impress me, so... Okay, and we get a Propeller Pioneer, so that's very nice. Bastion Mastodon is another, you know, totally solid 5-drop. Very euphonious name, by the way. But yeah, it's definitely like more of a cube or like, you know, Pauper Commander or whatever card than it is a limited card, in my opinion. Okay, wow. So we get the Fragmentize, but we also get the Weldfast Monitor. I did not expect to get the Weldfast Monitor. I like this card a lot. 3 mana for a 3/2 that can gain Menace. We already have 1 Decommission plus 1 in the board. Let's get this Bastion Enforcer out of the deck. We can now take, like... We could take a Ruinous Gremlin, I guess. No, I want to hate draft something here. Let's just take a Amalthus Squad. It's 1 and a red for a 1/3 wacky that that says, yeah, I'm not interested in Inspired Charge. It feels a little win more to me. Oh, there you go. Yeah. We'll take the Ornamental Courage, just a random combat trick that could mess me up. Alright, Terror of the Fairgrounds, whatever. And Cowl Prowler, why not? Yeah, so this isn't like a perfect deck or anything. Like, we do have some real issues here. Still missing 2-drops, but overall, like, our card quality I think is quite good. I'm not sure if I want to move Tampering or Decommission to the board, but I imagine we're going to be moving one of those to the board. I'm quite happy that we took that Motorist and wheeled the Monitor here. Okay, there's some kind of bug on my computer screen. Alright. Classic Moto bugs, I guess. So these are sort of creatures. This and this. And then, yeah, I think we just want to play all of this stuff and then just cut Tampering or Decommission. Decommission obviously can hit more targets. Tampering, you know, does have that falter mode. I don't know. I feel like I don't care as much about the falter um, as I do, like, as I usually would, just because we do have double wheelsmith and we have so many flyers. Um, it does prevent creatures with reach from blocking, which is something, but I think we just want to ship this. This deck seems like perfectly okay. Maybe it's better than I think it is. I guess we're going 9-8 in favor of white. Yep. I'm really tempted here to like restart Moto because it's lagging so much, but I don't know if there's anything I can actually do about that, which makes me kind of sad. Alright, goodbye previous deck. I assume Tim is back at this point. Thank you for hopping into the queue, Tim. As always, I appreciate it. This hand's pretty bad, but we have to keep. One of the nice things about this deck, even though there are some serious problems and holes with it, is we're not playing any cards that I think are like actively bad or anything like that, or like actively super medium. Oh wow, we've found the wheelsmith on curve. Alright, this hand just got a lot better. That's one of the nice things about keeping a hand with a 2-drop. It's definitely easier to get there. Okay, opponent has Thriving Grubs. Do I just want to trade for the Thriving Grubs? Honestly, I feel like I do. Like a 3-2 is kind of a problem. I don't value Skyskiff that highly. It's a weird play to make, but I don't think we're ahead in the race. I mean, maybe we are, but we just don't necessarily stay that way. We do enable Revolt, but like, you know, if the opponent has like Deadeye Harpooner or whatever, then like, I guess they got me. You can't block. Okay, Renegade Freighter, wow. Alright. Well, now we're just going to go Plains, attack for 3. We're going to decommission on the opponent's turn. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Like, they got the Thriving Grubs. They have a Freighter. I don't have any Freighters. I could play the Pioneer here, but they're going to chonk me for 5 if I do that, so there's no reason for me to do that. Oh, they're in blue, too. Oh, no. Do they have a Thopterist? Am I getting super punished for not killing that thing right away? Whew. Okay. Well, now we know that I am supposed to kill that thing right away. That would have been the most random punish. Island into Thopterist? That would have made me sad. Alright. Okay, drawing land is pretty bad. I feel like I should be making a 3-2 flyer here. I just don't really foresee the servo doing a whole lot. And we'll trade 3 damage. I might end up needing to block with this Wheelsmith. Yeah, I thought it was quite likely that you'd be in red just because red is strong in the format. But that's how it goes. Okay, 3 mana. Sure. That's totally fine. So now we are attacking for... Oh, interesting. Okay. I think I just hit their 3/3. Pretty nice to just top deck a removal spell here. I mean, I could hit the 2/2 flyer. I'll hit the 3/3. I have shock in my deck. I don't know. Land. So I wonder if white is a splash for the opponent, and if so, I wonder what they're splashing. Because they've already played more blue cards than white cards. I mean, they've played 0 white cards, right? So. Okay, Hinterland Drake. Wonder if they attack here. It's like, I mean, you can't attack here. You're at 8 life, right? Yeah. Oh, another Wheelsmith. Okay, don't mind if I do. So now we just get to do this and just sit here. I mean, I could get in 3 damage and then just try to do it again. But I think it's better to wait because it forces them to have another creature, and it means that if I top deck removal, they can maybe just lose. If they have removal, then it's not great. Okay, Spire Patrol, that's annoying. Oh wait, but if they lock down, oh yeah, once, yeah, but it only happens right now. Unfortunately, them not being able to block right now doesn't mean a whole lot. Okay, so presumably their white splash is like Spire Patrol, and they're like mainly red-blue. Wonder if they attack now? No. Mountain. Realistically, I'm not going to be able to rummage away 2 mountains with my 1 Reckless Racer that I haven't drawn, but I don't know. I think it's okay to just pass. We're still live to a removal spell. Like, the opponent can pretty easily get kind of like a false sense of security here because, you know, we're not doing anything. And then we can just try to kill them. Looks like they are attacking here based on tapping, untapping, yeah. So the Windrake gets in there. Obviously, we're not blocking. They presumably have one... Maybe they have 2 spells to follow it up. We'll see. Ice Over. That's annoying. Okay. Now let's draw removal. Or a mountain. That's not great. It's a risk we run, though, absolutely. We could offer a trade here, but I think that's kind of a losing play. So let's just not do that. I have to draw spells eventually. Our life total is so high that we have a bunch of time to try to draw out of this. Problem is, it seems like the opponent is on all spells over there. Oh, geez. Okay, we now do not have very much time. Yeah, we're pretty dead now. Yeah, this is not gonna cut it, unfortunately. Yeah. No, definitely not, Tim. Yeah, like, I've had decks with, like, 2 Reckless Racers and just thought, like, oh, I'll just, like, rummage my way out of this, and then, like, it just doesn't work. And unfortunately, like, based on our curve, we do pretty much have to play 17 lands. One of the things we can do differently, we can board in Decommission, and potentially even board in the, well, I guess the Falter's not very good, because they have all flyers here, but it does destroy artifacts, so we definitely want second Decommission, though, with Ice Over and Express as potential targets. Shipwreck Moray, yeah, let's just looks like a bunch of kind of like whatever guys, but doesn't really matter because whatever guys are still spells. Now they're going to crew the express, hit me for 5. I'm going to lose pretty fast. I'm not really sure what could get me out of this. If they just attack for 5 and then I draw removal, no, but they... Is this better or worse for me? It's probably worse. Could draw a free jam regent and I could like trade. I mean, does this just kill me? It seems like it does. So what do I want to do here? First I want to see whether I'm actually dead. So if I attack with both, prevent this from blocking, use the first strike, keep my stuff alive. The opponent has 3 energy. They can pump this to 4 power. This hits me for 6. So I die to any creature if I do that. I don't have a good first strike block there though. I think it's better to make them, to force them to go for lethal than to just kind of sit around and hope something happens that probably won't happen. Sometimes just as the trophy leader, like, you get free equity against people. Obviously we're dead too if they just don't block. But I think they're gonna block. Yeah, so that happens. We're gonna precise strike here. And it kind of sucks because well, I don't know. I mean, the whole thing kind of sucks. But oh, did I do the math wrong, by the way? I absolutely did. Well, or wait, no. Yeah, I did. For some reason, I was thinking one of these flyers is out of the equation, but no, all they have to do is just try to kill me here. But if they just attack, like, they have to send the Moray is ultimately the thing here. Like, they can't afford to just hit me for 6 and hit me for 4. Making plays that leave me dead on board, probably not, you know, super advisable, but when you're sitting on 10 lands, yeah. So we'll make the opponent activate the Moray. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if we had like a shock or something, they would die, but yeah. Anyway, okay. So that went about as expected given how our draw went, but that's okay. I feel like we've got more consistency, pretty likely, than our opponent does. We get to bring in a good sideboard card against them. I'm not sure what we're taking out, though. Do have to actually get to sideboarding, though. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to restart, which is unfortunate, but that's how it goes. Frankly, I think it's Mobile Garrison. Maybe it's just me being biased from flooding out so much, but I just want to draw creatures and not vehicles, with maybe the exception of Sky Skiff, which is a 2-mana card. Potentially getting punished here for passing decommission number 3, because that might make sense in the matchup too. Take out lands easy. Yeah, I should have thought of that, probably. Okay, this hand is looking a little bit better. Double red for the Regent. We have an artifact with the Ether Chaser, combat trick for some redundant first strike, or maybe to help the Pioneer get through flyers on the other side. We can even use this to make a second artifact if we don't find land 5, and then we can, yeah, anyway. All right. It's funny too because I feel like I can tell that I have to play more slowly because of the lag because my clock is so close to the opponent's. Oh, okay, interesting. I think I just play Motorist here. I get to double spell with Precise Strike if they play a blocker. Scry gets to like look for lands or whatever. I think I don't want or need the mountain, but I will take the plains. Yeah, exactly. Okay. I don't think it's very likely for Revolt to matter, so I wonder if they're just like missing land drop or something. You can also crack, depending on when they cracked map, I could try to guess whether they were flooded. This is such a punishing format not to have a 2-mana play, though. It looks like they have something here. What? I mean, sure. Okay. Well, no complaints there. They can now have the 2/3 flyer, and then I can use my can use my first strike trick if I want to and replay my Motorist. Or I can just play a Propeller Pioneer, but I think I just want to attack now. This is going to let me play Free Jam Regent next turn. I bet you didn't expect double first strike, opponent. Nobody ever expects double first strike. And now I actually, the Scry 2 is like quite good because I don't want any more lands at this point. So I get to be pretty discerning with what I keep on top. Okay, I will not accept this plains. I do think Shock is good enough, though. They can now have the Spire Patrol lock down like the Ether Chaser, and maybe I'll go Propeller Pioneer, or oh, okay, they're just missing lands here though, probably. Okay, Windrake, sure. Yeah, I think I just want to jam my Crazy Rare onto the board here. And I don't even think I want to trade the Motorist for the Windrake when I have Shock in hand. So I'll just attack for 2 and play the Bomb, and then, yeah. All right. Yeah, Veteran Motorist, one of the very few ways to mitigate flood, I guess. Alright, can you have like a Caught in the Brights here or something? Okay, Wheelsmith of their own, sure. I don't really know if it matters which one I kill. No, I guess I'll kill this one. And then I think I just alpha here. If they want to eat the servo and take 3 damage, then I'm down for that. Okay. And now I think I play Propeller Pioneer and just make another servo after how they did that turn. They can have ice over here. It'd be annoying. Okay, they just scoop. Alright, well, definitely an argument for, yeah, especially when they bounce it for me. There's definitely an argument for having shocked the Windrake instead of the 3-2. It was probably just a much better play to do that. I was worried about whether they could somehow kill me, but I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. I was at 20. I don't know. They killed me in the previous game, but the previous game I flooded, so. Yeah, so I should have shocked the Windrake. Okay, I think I just run this back. I want to draw Bomat Career turn 1. No idea how good that card is. It seems like Walking Ballista, for instance, a card that I think is like sometimes good in Cube, is like so busted in this format. So I have to wonder to what extent this is an awkward one. So good news about this hand is we have potentially 3 artifacts for the Free Jam Regent. Bad news about this hand is if we don't find land 3, we're going to be in deep doo-doo. But we are on the draw, 17 land deck. We should get there. Or maybe we shouldn't. I don't know. Okay, they crack at main phase. The main phase crack is very strange. That's, well, okay, they have something here. I mean, any play here is kind of annoying for me. Yeah, Thriving Grubs, this is not great. Okay, but wow, Ether Chaser off the top. That's a great draw. So now they need a removal spell on the Chaser. If they don't have one, I get to attack, make a servo, and then the servo can crew the Sky Skiff to trade, which is the same trade we made game 1. That's assuming we don't hit a land. Two 3 flyer. Oh, Renegade Freighter, jeez. Okay, land please for my decommission. Yuck. Okay, well, have to do this to find land. This Motorist is earning its keep. Okay, I think we just top both of those. Can't be too greedy about the airdrop aeronauts. So we take 5 here. Obviously can't attack. We're not just dead or anything, but like Freighter on the play versus a missed land drop is definitely bad for us. I have a 4-drop here. Moray? Not sure what else they can... Oh, they have that one. Okay. Wait, what? They just went... What the heck? I do not know what happened there. Do they not want to... What? I'm so confused. Yeah. I think I just... I think it's fine to just send in the Motorist. They're gonna trade there sooner or later. Freighter's not gonna trade, and then we can maybe even get our revolt on the decommission, which is not something that happens very often. Oh, okay, or they just do this. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill this thing. I don't know. No, I'm gonna greet it. Now that they certainly know that I have it. Perfect. What could go wrong? Yeah. I would love to just draw land. I mean, I know I have mountain on top of my deck, but still. Is this the Moray? One of these has to be the Moray. Okay, that one's the Moray. They're just gonna hit me for 3? What are they doing? I'm beyond confused. Okay. I don't know what's going on in this game. I kind of want to... I kind of just want to play the Propeller Pioneer, make a dude, and then if I draw any land, I can just play the Regent next turn. I can even chump attack with the Ether Chaser if I really need to ramp that guy out. Opponent has 6 energy for their Moray, though. But I guess the Motorist always trades for it, so I like that. Okay, let's make a Servo. I'm shocked that that Freighter had Defender. Like, I think it's really rare for a Freighter to have Defender. It's a 5/4 trample on attacks. I hope so. Let's see what they have now. Some kind of... Oh, geez. Okay. Oh no. This is so horrible. Okay, so how can I try to survive here? Am I just dead? I guess I can play Ether Chaser plus Weldfast Monitor and then I am just mostly dead. Man, that was absurd. That sucked. Oh well. That had to be the literal best card they could have there. Inspire Patrol, well, I don't think that one was the literal best. It must have been up there. It must have been up there. Okay, the Moray isn't attacking, though. Oh, no, they have more energy here, though. Shoot. So I have to block this here. Do I have to chump with my Ether Chaser? I'm going to 4 life. I feel like I can't chump. You'd kill the Wingsmith? Oh, because it gains flying? So then you would chump the... Yeah, it's... No, I think you're probably right. And then probably just do this, I assume. This doesn't feel great, though. Okay, let's try to figure it out. So what does the next turn look like for me? Worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, I don't draw land. If I do draw a land, then I can play Propeller Pioneer plus Sky Skiff, make a servo, so I have multiple decent-ish blockers. Try to trade the 3-1 here. Yeah. But if I don't draw a land, I mean, they have, presumably they have something here. Maybe they have like another white spell or something. I want to use Sky Skiff to trade here if I can. I mean, I guess this as a 2-1 flyer still blocks here, and then I have a servo left. I just feel like chumping is really bad. They probably just have like another flyer or something though. Like if they just have the 2/3 flyer that says it can't block artifact creatures, and I take the damage and I don't draw land, do I just lose? Yeah, I'm just trying to figure this out because this is, you know, definitely the decision that like decides the game, right? Determines the game even. Most of their threats have flying. I really need to draw land. Alright, I'll just take it. I don't think this is particularly good, but if their threat is Windrake instead of the other one. Oh, or they just have nothing. Okay. So we attack with the Chaser, and we play Pioneer plus Sky Skiff. I mean, the opponent not, like, seemingly not having anything here is a pretty big game for us. Oh, we can pump after blocks with the... We can use, like, we can put the Motorist... Well, I'll just wait until it happens instead of trying to talk through something that might not happen. Metallic Rebuke. No. Okay. So now if they go for basically any attacks, we sort of get to wreck them. I mean, if the Spire Patrol specifically attacks. 1 blue mana. We can also use this to trade here. Ice over on that deal. Yeah, I think we're winning this one now. They needed a follow-up last turn. Opponent's playing pretty passively. Okay. And then I think with Free Jam Regent coming down... Oh, that's a good one too. I think it's the Regents. Just tap everything. And then we get to go for some Dawnfeather Eagles. Oh, does it even make sense to attack on the ground? It doesn't, right? Okay, I don't really know what's going on here. There's no trample combat trick. There's one, but that only works on artifact creatures, so this should be a pretty free block. Okay, now we get to go crew. The line that I was trying to describe earlier that I didn't get around to really talking about properly was if they attacked with both, we block the grubs with the motorist and we crew the sky skiff with like a servo or whatever to block the whatever you call it. The Spire Patrol, but then after blocks we crew the Sky Skiff again with the motorist, and then it becomes a 3/4 and eats the Spire Patrol. Okay, opponent takes the damage. Almost forgot why I left the 2-mana open. Alright, we should be pretty safe here. I don't know if there are burn spells that deal me 3. Shock and Hungry Flames both deal me 2. Feels like they maybe conceded here. Yay! Okay. We're gonna keep this. Not an amazing hand, but it is a reasonable one. Only 12 seconds down on clock, which isn't too much lag. Seems like the game's going fairly quickly. Opponent's probably playing really fast. I'm gonna have to be careful not to just F6. Oh, they have Servant to the Conduit. Yeah, we're behind. Mountain would be an amazing draw. It's not going to cut it. We do need a land next turn, or I'm not going to say we lose, but we are extremely far behind if we don't find land. Good news is Plains pretty much works too at this point, like casts all the same 3 drops that we would be playing otherwise. Them attacking with the Servant is a good sign for us, I think. I'm just playing Bandar. Land. Damn it. Okay. I think at this point we have to pitch the 5-drop. Super unfortunate in the whole deal, but, you know, 2/3 lifelinker plus 3/4 vehicle, maybe that stuff. Is this person a grinder? I don't know. Oh, they just go big on the Servant. That's interesting. Why, though? Why do they do that? Oh, they have a Revolt card? 2/2 Silkweaver Elite? Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Land. That's not going to cut it. I think the vehicle... I mean, it does block well, but it's very slow. I'm going to say it's too slow here. Maybe we get to learn a little bit about their deck here. One of the themes of green-white is supposed to be Revolt, but Revolt is like a really bad ability. Doesn't mean that you can't make it work, but it's not very easy to. Okay, and they have a Riparian Tiger. I think I'm just going to scoop here. I mean, I can stay alive if I draw land, but Yeah, I guess I'll continue playing. Um, but at this point, I'm pretty much dead. So we can do this. Hit the Riparian Tiger so we don't lose on the spot. But we go to 2 life as is. You know, maybe they show us another card. Okay, 2/2 flyer. Yeah. Okay, so we draw a mountain, so we would be able to have shock here plus like aerial responder, or even just propeller pioneer like trade chump. But I think once they play one more thing like that, that we're just dead. I guess technically we're not dead with the aerial responder, but then we're chumping with aerial responder and shocking something. And there's nothing like they would know that shock is like the only card we could have, so we can just scoop this one up. So obviously things are a little bit worse when you don't hit your lands on time. Opponent was like playing, you know, perfectly reasonable, solid cards. Looks like their curve is pretty low, which is a good place to be. Being on the play is going to be important this game. I don't think we have any... Well, do we want to make changes? We could take out Decommission. We saw 0 targets for it. But it's very likely that since they are green-white, they have some number of either Thopter arrests or Caught in the Brights or Revoked Privileges. So I guess we can just run it back. And, you know, this is also an artifact-heavy format in general, so it's probably just fine to keep it. We could absolutely get crushed here, though, in this matchup against a deck with a low curve. We're going to need our cheap spells. We're going to need our lands on time. That kind of thing. Okay, this hand's quite good. If I don't draw land on turn 2, there's a good chance I'll just play Motorist to like ensure I hit land 3 on time. Motorist might just be the play anyway, though. Okay, implement, you got it. Yeah, now I definitely want to play Motorist. Looking for any planes, bottoming most spells, I think. Okay. So we will... Do we want the mountain here? I actually don't think we want the mountain. It's very awkward. I guess we'll take it. But then the question becomes, am I more likely to play Responder or play Chaser plus Shock? I think I'm actually more likely to play Chaser plus Shock, and if they don't incentivize me to do that, I can just play Chaser. Or whoops, just play Garrison. So I think it's actually Plains first, and then Mountain. Or whoops, I said that. Well, yeah, anyway, whatever. So I think they're very likely to play a 2-drop here based on what we saw, yeah, game 1. And now we're rewarded because we get to double spell, Killer Guy, the whole deal. Whoa, we do need the game to work though. I definitely played my land. Okay, well, guess we'll just do it this way then. Upbird, sure. So I'm content to send in the motorist, see if they trade, see what's up there. They probably do. Maybe they don't. But then, depending on whether they trade... Okay, they don't trade, so now I'm going to play Responder. Try to get them in the air. Well, I do love Veteran Motorist. Problem is, once they do this, presumably they're leaving this back to block, and now I get to revoke privileges, but I don't even, like, necessarily need to do that. So now they can have, like, land Silkweaver Elite here, which they probably do have. Oh, they have Prey Upon. Okay, well that's bad for me. They can't attack for whatever that's worth. They can't have interaction here. Do I want to play land? I think I don't, actually. But I do want to remove this guy as a blocker. They could have impeccable timing here. That would be annoying. But there's no 2-mana decommission or whatever. Alright. We are now in pretty bad shape. Just because, like, sure we have them down to 9, but yeah, like a lot of our creatures are pretty small. It's not too hard for them, I think, to just brick wall us. They can have a combat trick here if I go for an attack with the motorist. Oh, or I could just draw Caught in the Brights. Now I think we're in good shape again. They can't have... Yeah, I mean, now they have green mana up, so they could have, like, Natural Obsolescence. They didn't have the removal last time, though. This time we hit them to 3, and then at that point they should be pretty dead. There are some cards that could get them out of this, for sure. Like, they could just have Fumigate in their deck. They have something here. Okay, so they do have the Obsolescence. That's actually a pretty big deal for 2 reasons. So the first is I no longer have kind of 2 lethal threats here because they didn't go to 3 and I don't have multiple ways of dealing 3 damage. But the other thing is now my mobile garrison should stick around. Okay, they do have the Fumigate as well. I'm actually pretty glad that that happened the way it did, because now, I mean, how do I want to play this? I'm really not sure. They're pretty likely to have like a Riparian Tiger or something like that, so I think I just need to make a 3/2 flyer. Try to cross the finish line with that. Holding the land because we still can potentially want to rummage it away. Okay, that one. It's a good one. Okay, that's a great draw, because now these should kill them. Alright, so we should be going on to game 3 here. Okay, so this is going to be an uphill battle. The opponent's deck seems like at least a good amount better than ours, and we're going to be on the draw. And the best catch-up card in the format is in their deck, not mine. So I don't like any of that. That is all bad. Thriving Rhino, for instance, great attacker. Like, I'm not going to say that they would have won this game if they were on the play and I was on the draw. I don't know. But man, that I do not think I'm a favorite here. We basically need them to get an extra bad draw. We need them to like mulligan. We need them to miss a color. These are all things that happen fairly frequently in this format. I'm really feeling like decommission just doesn't cut it here though somehow. So maybe I do remove this. Like, we've seen 0 hits for this card, right? And we saw a lot more of their deck that game. Maybe it's crazy. Part of me wants to try like a siege modification. Just say like, you know, other than prey upon and fumigate, like what kind of removal do you have? What happens if I just like put this on like a servo or something, you know? I kind of like it. Like, maybe this is just horrible and insane. Second question is, do I want to change my mana base? Kinda, right? Because now I have... I kinda do. Alright, let's try it. So let's cut the mountain, or whoops, cut the plains at a mountain. I am going to need Moto to lag a little bit less so I can add my land in time here. I feel like this idea is really interesting. I did lose to siege modification before when I played against Fine Spoo. So, oh, but the problem is like, it's not that good on servos, right? We saw like natural obsolescence. Okay, this is a good hand though. We'll see if this thing ends up being better than a decommission. It's possible that a better option is just the Bastion or whatever it is, Enforcer, the 3/2 vanilla. Opponent's on 41. Okay. I wonder what my scry is going to be like with this motorist. I have no idea what I'm doing with this thing. Okay, Bandar. Okay, Reckless Racer. I like that a lot. I think I need lands. Mountain would be great. Sky Skiff, huh? I mean, I have no intentions of playing the whatever you call it anytime soon. Playing the siege modification. I really don't know whether I'm supposed to keep land. Like, I don't know. This is really weird. Part of me wants to bottom both of these. I think I'm supposed to bottom Sky Skiff and top land. And then I can maybe just rummage away the modification or something. I wonder if I'm supposed to block, knowing the opponent has Silkweaver Elite in their deck. Gearper Osprey. Well, there's a punish for getting rid of the Sky Skiff. But wait, why are they doing this? Don't they just make that much easier for me? Because now they can't make like a 4/4 flyer. I don't know, that was very weird. I could do this and try to apply pressure. I think that makes sense. They just have a 2/2 flyer right now. Though I do really want to get rid of the modification. Just going to hit me for 2, but then what's their follow-up? If they have like a Thriving Rhino or something, that's going to be annoying. Oh, interesting. Okay. I don't really know what they can have. Do they just have a bad draw? Didn't really know their deck was capable of that. They could also just have Fumigate, but currently if that happens, I'm like mostly okay with it, so. A little bit sad I didn't keep Sky Skiff. I think it would have been good here. But I didn't know they were going to have like no action, so. Hope they go for like a Tiger. They didn't play planes, which means we have no reason to suspect they have double white. Okay. I think I'm just supposed to rummage away modification and just like play land and pass. I don't really know what's going on. They already showed me Wrath. I don't think I'm supposed to commit to the board. Seems like a pretty easy way to lose. Yeah, I have no idea what they're doing over there. Seems like they're just sandbagging Wrath, just waiting for me to play into it. And it feels like it's kind of backfiring. Like I'm just perfectly content to be ahead in this race. Okay, now they're doing something. Serve into the conduit. Okay. I mean, I'm still ahead in the race, though. Yeah, I don't... Oh, wait, maybe they didn't have double white before. Huh. Well... I mean, I don't really understand why... I just don't have to do anything, right? I can even just leave the Reckless Racer back if I want to, which seems pretty reasonable, I think. Or I could just try to kill them. I don't have any instant speed interaction. I think just trying to kill them increases variance too much. So I'm just going to do this. Attack. My point is, like, if they have like 2 pump spells in hand or something and I try to race them and I just like die somehow, then I'm going to feel pretty silly. I could have just like Thopter arrested this or something. I think if I lose this game, I will have fucked it up. I think that this game, it just feels like I have a lot of agency. Yeah. They have to do something here, right? Like, they can't just do this forever. Okay, white mana. So what do they have that's double white? Is it just the Fumigate? Strom's expertise. Okay, that is the opposite of fumigate. Plus a Silkweaver elite. Okay. So they are very much not fumigating here. Alright. So what am I supposed to do? Oh yeah, no worries. I think I just play Aeronauts. I could play Bomat Career too. I don't know. How do they get out of this? Like, maybe I don't know. Maybe playing that Bomat was really terrible. Because I feel like Bomat is so good if they Wrath. If they Alpha. If they do this... So what is their combat trick? I guess I just block. Because they basically they can use the combat trick on defense with the Silkweaver elite. Okay, they have the 2/2 double strike guy. Oh no, they have their own flyer, their own airdrop. Oh no, they have fumigate. Shoot. Okay, so I did fall for it here. But good news is I have a bunch left behind. I just should have. I mean, Bomat couldn't have attacked. Well, no, that's not true. I could have attacked. I don't know. I think I screwed that up. I shouldn't have played the Bomat. Opponent only has 6 mana, so they can't double pump. Hey Chris, good to see you. Yeah, I shouldn't have played that Bomat. That was pretty goofy. Oh, Lifecrafter's Bestiary. Okay, we've got to exile that one. Let's see if we draw creature. No. Okay. Well, I guess we can attack first. This would just be so much better if I had had Bomat in play. Do they have Obsolescence here? Yeah, I don't like how I played this. Alright, so we at least get rid of the Bestiary. Shouldn't have played the Bomat. Can't block. Wait, but the opponent... What? Okay, well, I guess they got rewarded here. I could just go for it. It doesn't seem crazy to go for this. I think I'm just gonna do it. I don't know what their hand is, that's the one problem. But now they need something. I don't know, this one I guess. right. I think we're ahead. Doesn't mean we're like winning. They can have the tiger here or whatever. Leopard. Leopard's not too bad. Oh wow. That was sick. Okay. How do I want to do this? I think I want to crew using the eagle. Or wait. Yeah. Done. Yep. So you take 7, you're now dead to the Dawn Feather. I'm at 15. That's gotta be concession time right there. It's gotta be concession time. Woo! It's almost like I didn't even massively misplay by running out that Bomat to trade with a servo token. Why did I do that? Okay. Ooh, well, got a mulligan here on the play. No! Am I supposed to keep this? Keep my turn 1 Bomat and then maybe find Sky Skiff and maybe play Weldfast Monitor? Problem is I'm on the play. I don't know. I really don't want to go to 5. I'm gonna go to 5. I kept a 1-lander before when... Yeah, this is an ugly hand, but oh well. Get rid of plains. I could get rid of 2 lands. It's probably fine to do that. Could be a more functional draw than some of the ones I've had so far. Anyway, we'll just find Veteran Motorist and it'll be fine, right? I kept a hand that was like Glint Sleeve Artisan, Ridge Scale Tusker, Forest, and like a few other cards. Okay, so we find the land. Oh, it looks like there might be some lag based on... because I just now I'm seeing the message I would do 2 lands after I'm on turn 2. But no surprise that there's some lag at this point. Okay, opponent's on some blue-white shenanigans. Creature. Okay, shock is not the worst. I get to develop my board here, and I have 3 interactive cards in hand. Like, this is not a bad place to be for a Molda 5. If I can find like 1 good threat, like if I find Veteran Motorist and then scry into, you know, 2 creatures or something, then we could really be in this. The opponent hasn't done anything so far. One of the things that's been weird as I've been drafting a bunch of this format and like putting my decks in the Discord and stuff, it's like people keep telling me like certain cards are bad. Like people are like, oh, Mobile Garrison's bad, like, you know, this is bad, that's bad. I don't like this card, by the way. I do think this card's bad. That said, would I just shock it here? Sure. It's like no guarantee I'm drawing anything anytime soon. They could just have like a Countless Gears Renegade in hand if I try to kill it on their turn. I could maybe rummage away this Plains if I top deck my Reckless Racer. They can just have like some kind of flyer here or whatever. Deadeye Harpooner is a good one to know about though. This card is super awkward in practice. Oh, there's passing? Creature. Creature. I know you're in there. No. Okay. We're going to play Mountain. Now our 5-drops are live. Actually, our free jam region, our 6-drop is also live. I don't like thinking about cards as bad anymore. Just do they fit into what I'm trying to do, or yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to do that because like when strictly better and strictly worse cards exist, you know, it's just hard. Like this one, for instance, just as I was saying the thing about bad cards, like destroy a tapped creature if you have Revolt is just like so many conditions to meet. If this thing had Flash, that would be pretty interesting, but it does not have Flash. Okay, the opponent has 6 cards in hand and somehow is not playing anything. I wonder if they're now gonna play something in post-combat main, sensing my lagginess here, and I'll just turn off auto yields. That would be so funny though if they baited me into F6ing and then played like an artifact or enchantment post-combat main, and I just got wrecked. Alright, creature. This time. Please. Why the upkeep stop too? I wonder if they're like double queued or something. Okay, there we go. We've got the combo here with the double crew. Anyway, like, yeah, I think what you're saying, no strips, like, does make sense about, like, some cards basically, come on. Like, fitting the bill or not fitting the bill for what you're trying to do. I feel like in this format specifically, there's a lot of like, oh, this effect is like very similar to that effect, but like this one's better. Like Caught in the Brights versus like Revoke Privileges a lot of the time, I think is kind of a good example of that. Ice over on that. Okay, well I do have Decommission, if I wanted to use that there. And they have Dukara Peafowl. Okay, well, I think I would probably rather decommission the Peafowl, but I don't know what else they can have. What is their hand? Like, did they just draw Peafowl for turn? Let's see what we draw here. One of the things that's really nice about the vehicle sitting here with an ice over on it is we can still like crew our Reckless Racer or whatever. If we draw our other Wheelsmith, we can crew that too. And like, I don't know, in this format, like there are a lot of like vanilla guys and that kind of thing. And so like Lath New Sailback is mostly like a worse Wayward Giant. Now I need to play land, unfortunately, because I can still draw a free jam Regent, and I'd like to be able to play it. I think I will kill the... The problem is they have 4 cards in hand. If I kill the Dukara Peafowl, and then they have either like a Renegade Freighter or, you know, the busted vehicle, then I'm going to be really sad. So, you know, they're down 6 life. I can take some damage here. I wonder if they have like second ice over. That'd be pretty funny. Then we can decommission that ice over, or we could potentially decommission the ice over on the vehicle. Oh, this is like a Gear Seeker Serpent. Oh, an Aethertide Whale. Oh god, no. Well, that card's insane. They did this pre-combat, so I'm just going to decommission this now. How do I ever beat an Aethertide Whale? Interestingly, like, I could have tried to wait and go for a decommission on the ice over, attack the opponent, try to kill them. Okay, I thought they might have that actually, but I'm not too upset about that. So we don't want to trade 6 for 3 too many times here. Okay, we do find this one. So we basically get to use Caught in the Brights as like a bounce spell. They might just take a look at their life total and decide they just want to play defense here, and then if we like play Caught in the Brights here and they only have one blocker and we like draw another spell, then maybe that's going to be enough pressure to cross the finish line. But it's not going to be easy. Like, this card is just super messed up. Okay, tap, untap. I imagine they're going to hit me for 6 and then do something. Yep. Alright, they do really need a removal on the 3-2 though. If they don't have a removal on the 3-2, then maybe I have a chance. Like, we are threatening 5 damage into 6 damage at the moment. No, that's so bad for me. Yeah, and now they have the P-Foul. It's definitely a punish for how I did this. If I just killed the P-Foul on my turn, then they wouldn't have had the +1/+2, I think. Yeah, everything about this is bad. Have to do this, I think. I have to try to continue the pressure, and just don't think there's a way out. I mean, if they have like pure air, then maybe. But I'm on a Moldify playing against Aether-Tide Whale and Thopter Arrest, so just sucks because like I got kind of messed up by that alley evasion for no reason. Need them not to have anything impactful here. 2 mana card, that is totally fine. No, but they have something, it's a lot of mana. Reservoir Walker, that's not even a good card, but it's going to be good enough here. Not that the card is like absolutely horrible, but the rate for the body and the ETB is just not where you want to be. Okay. Yeah, so we're super dead here. We get to do this, attack with the Ether Chaser. The Servo can't attack because they played a 3-3. If we top deck another flyer, in theory we can try to double block and trade for the whale. And then we could end up getting rewarded for making them spend that alley evasion. But it's not very easy for that to happen. I wonder if I'm supposed to double block the Reservoir Walker. Somehow I do have to block that guy if it attacks. I think the opponent is supposed to attack with Reservoir Walker. I'm going to say one more time. I think the opponent is supposed to attack with Reservoir Walker. It is a lethal threat here, so it would make me chomp. Oh, now they're convoking? This is a 4-4? Oh, that one. Okay. So their deck is decent. There are some cards that I don't think are super playable that are in their deck, but okay, I mean, it's a good draw. It just unfortunately doesn't let me live because I can trade chump, but then I have no outs. Yeah. No fumigate or anything here, so okay. And obviously double blocking, I gain the 2 life and take 4 damage and die. So that's not going to work either. But I think we should be okay here, kind of. We can definitely bring in decommission. They have 4 targets in play right there. And I don't hate like taking out maybe a precise strike. I think we maybe just run that. And then if we don't moldify, if we get some good draws, then we could have a good shot here at another trophy. If we miss on another trophy, then that's okay. It's always a little bit sad when it's a finals, but frankly, I'm really happy to beat the last opponent. They weren't like, you know, over the top or anything, but they were a little bit salty when I played against them previously, so. Okay. Some serious lag here, and then yes to playing first. This hand is really bad without a mountain. With a mountain, this hand is like pretty good. I think I still keep it though. Yeah. The reason I'm keeping this is because Mobile Garrison plus Reckless Racer, like it's not too hard for us to ditch these excess planes if we find the mountain on time. We can find the mountain turn 4 and still rummage twice. Okay, there's the mountain right there. Perfect. You love to see it. Opponent has 9th Bridge Patrol. Okay, not too worried about that one. Really hoping they don't have interaction for this Mobile Garrison, though. Ooh. That's interesting. I think... I mean, it's a little late to the party, frankly, but I think it should be good. Next turn we can play Reckless Racer, do the double rummage. Okay, attack for 1. Sure. We don't need this many planes. We're gonna draw... Oh, wow, okay. That was a good draw. Definitely want to try to find mountain if possible. I think I'm willing to go for the double rummage. Start with the crew 2 here. Pitch of planes. Okay, and we found the mountain. Cat's meowing in the background. Yeah, this draw is looking pretty nutted. Alright, attack for 3. Untap. No desire to rummage right here. Alright. If the opponent has ice over on the garrison, I'm going to be a little bit sad, but we still get the wheelsmith and motorist triggers and such. They're attacking with the 9th Bridge Patrol. I don't know what that can be other than built to last, which is just +2/+2. I think I'm fine removing a built to last from their hand, though. Oh, impeccable timing. Okay, well, I'm also happy about that, because that was going to get me anyway, and we basically gained a life. Unless they have a 2-drop, we made their mana awkward here. So we kind of did it all. Nice, so now we get motorist. This draw is looking freaking juiced. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Alright. What do I want to do here, though? The world is my oyster. I'm going to play this one pre-combat. this draw is, like, busted. If we lose this game, I'm going to be very confused. Alright, the old double crew hits you down to 12. We have, like, all of our best cards. Opponent has Reservoir Walker, okay. Yup. Alright, so the sad thing, quote unquote, here is that we have to tap the Garrison to get the Free Jam Regent into play. So just get 2, attack for 3, hit the Reservoir Walker. Opponent's going to take 3, and then we have this crazy dragon. I don't even know if this is better than just playing all my other stuff. Might have just been better to play my other stuff, but I like this. Opponent now needs, like, Thopter Arrest or whatever on the Free Jam Regent. They have 2 cards in hand. They need something. Okay, looks like maybe they're going to combat. No. Okay. I could just go for the pre-combat Thopter Arrest, but I don't really feel like I need to. I think it's just a double Renegade Wheelsmith turn. I'll start with this one, I think, because it can't attack very well. Just try to, like, hit you in the face for 1,000,000 damage. See if that works. I don't know if we're gonna win game 3. I think our card quality is better by enough that we should, but they did win game 1, so, you know, I wouldn't count them out. But now our trickery of choice is Alpha, and then untap this, hit this, crew, that's gotta be game over, right? Okay. Whew, that draw was fire. That was an awesome draw. And the hand looked so bad at the start, too. It was like Weld Fast Monitor, Mobile Garrison, Reckless Racer, and some planes. And the Garrison hard carried that, honestly. Garrison kicked butt. Alright. Yeah, I think this is what we gotta do. The opponent's deck isn't super aggressive, but in general I am a little bit afraid of being on the draw with, well, with most decks in this format, in most matchups, but especially decks that are short on 2-drops. That said, I have chosen to draw first as well. This is a mulligan, unfortunately. Just pretend that Wayward Giant is a plains and this would be a great hand, but it's not. No, not like this. Mold a 5 on the draw. Well, this is why we said that it might not be a trophy. This kind of thing can happen. Opponent's mulliganing 2, though. Okay, this is a good hand. Alright, we're going to keep this one. And I think we have to ditch Weldfast Monitor plus Mountain here. Done. It's a lot of mulligans, Batman. I don't know. I wonder if I was supposed to ditch Shock instead. Keep the Weldfast Monitor. They're not a very shockable deck, from what I've seen. Oh, never mind. Shock target acquired here. Don't like the upkeep stop. Okay, Wayward Giant. It's not horrible, but we are pretty far off from doing anything with that. Yeah, it was a good 5. Okay, 9th Bridge Patrol. That gives me hope. But they could very easily have +1/+2 here. But I don't really care so much about that because it's still a 1/1, which means that the servo actually threatens to trade with it. Feels like they do have it. I feel like they have it. I don't know. Right. What do you got for me? Hinterland Drake. There it is. They tapped out of white mana, which suggests they don't have +1/+2. I don't like this, but I think it's time to go for the Caught in the Brights. I can't interact with this thing, and I get 3 damage. We have Wayward Giant coming next turn. Like 2/4 now, maybe? Yep. Not a big surprise. But is my Wayward Giant going to be good enough here? We can also decommission that if we draw one of those at some point. Okay, that's a good one. I love Wayward Giant. This card's pretty nice. Like, this is one of those cards that looks like so mediocre. Like, it's just 5 mana 4/5 menace, and it just like looks like such a like whatever card, but then once it's in play, it's like kind of a tank. Is the opponent like triple blocking here? Maybe. Okay, I think I just go for the Thopter Arrest now. It's a little bit unfortunate because the 9th Bridge Patrol does grow. But now we get to attack for 6. Cleared the way for our aerial responder. Bugger Brute's older sibling. Good to see you, by the way, Ms. Lizzie. And yeah, absolutely. Gotta love just like a French vanilla red menace creature. Okay, so the opponent does have +1/+2 here by the looks. That's okay. It's still sort of a 2-for-1. It's just not the 2-for-1 I wanted. Or wait. Oh, they have impeccable timing. Oh, wait, what? Is this not absurdly good for me? Okay. Okay, so they do that, which is annoying. That's actually a big problem. That kind of blocks my whole board. Alright, spell would be great. Not feeling too picky. Oh wait, oh, this can't block my servo. Okay, so it doesn't brickwall my whole board, just most of my board. Oh, the Regent. Okay, well, if I just draw Mountain, that's live, and I even still get my 1 damage with the servo. Good thing I reread their card. I almost completely forgot that I still had an attack there. I think I must be lagging by a bit, because by the time No Strip said it certainly is, which was like roughly a minute ago. Oh, okay, apparently we got there. Alright, yay, trophy number 9.